Welcome, today is the 13th of April and we have collected the 5 most interesting events that took place on this day in history. Henry V was the eldest son of Holy Roman Emperor Henry IV. He was appointed to succeed his father and was educated in matters of state and military tactics. However, the relationship between father and son was not good, and Henry V rebelled against his father several times. In 1105, Henry V raised a rebellion against his father and defeated him at the Battle of Langensalza. He then forced his father to abdicate and became Holy Roman Emperor on April 13, 1111. He issued several edicts aimed at centralizing the administration of the empire and limiting the power of the nobility. He also tried to reform the church, seeking greater control over the appointment of bishops and abbots. He died on May 23, 1125, without having any children to succeed him. His death marked the end of the Sully dynasty. On April 13, 1436, during the 100 Years' War, Arthur de Richmont led an attack on Paris. Richmont joined forces with the future King Charles VII and tried to defend his power against the English-backed faction led by the Duke of Burgundy. Richmont's troops approached the city from the south and managed to capture the Port Saint-Jacques, one of the main entrances to Paris. The gates were left unprotected, and the attackers were able to enter the city without much resistance. Once inside, they quickly gained control of several key positions, including the Bastille and the Louvre. Richmont's victory in Paris was a significant blow to the English-backed faction and helped strengthen the position of the Dauphin Charles as the rightful heir to the French throne. This event was a turning point in the 100 Years' War and paved the way for Charles VII's final victory over the English at the Battle of Castillon in 1453. The Edict of Nantes, signed by King Henry IV of France on April 13, 1598, was a landmark document that granted civil rights to the Huguenots, or French Protestants. The edict recognized Protestantism as a legitimate faith in France, allowing Huguenots to worship openly and hold public office. This helped to promote civil unity, secularism, and religious tolerance in France, which had been torn apart by religious conflict for decades. The edict also granted certain freedoms to Huguenots, including the right to practice their religion in specified towns and cities, as well as the right to maintain their own schools and hospitals. Despite some later attempts to revoke the edict, it remained in force for over 80 years and is considered a key moment in French history. On April 13, 1829, the English Parliament passed the Catholic Emancipation Act, which granted freedom of religion to Catholics in England and Ireland. For centuries, Catholics had been discriminated against in England and Ireland, with laws prohibiting them from holding public office or practicing their faith openly. The act was championed by the Irish politician Daniel O'Connell, who had been elected to Parliament in 1828 but was unable to take his seat due to his Catholic faith. O'Connell led a campaign for Catholic emancipation, mobilizing public opinion and organizing mass rallies. The act was opposed by many in England, including the King, George IV, who reluctantly gave his assent to the legislation. The Catholic Emancipation Act marked a significant milestone in the struggle for religious freedom and civil rights in England and Ireland, and paved the way for further reforms in the years to come. On April 13, 1923, Wembley Stadium was officially opened in London, England. It was built to host the 1923 FA Cup final. The stadium was a marvel of modern engineering and architecture. It had a distinctive entrance in the form of twin towers, a huge arch that spanned the length of the field, and a massive scoreboard that could be seen from all corners of the stadium. The stadium has also been home to the England national football team and has hosted numerous international matches over the years. At the turn of the century, Wembley was outdated and in need of extensive renovation. In 2000, the old stadium was demolished and a new, modernized stadium was built in its place, opened in 2007, equipped with the most modern equipment and technologies. Thanks for watching, we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. If you want to send thanks to the authors and finance the development of the channel, there are also links to several possible options for this in the description. Goodbye, keep yourselves.